Tony Dunn, and nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
Oh, hey there. We're not
in a world where Carolina Panthers.
What is happening here? Holy cow.
I don't know. All of a sudden it just stopped and I couldn't hear you.
Hey, guess what? You're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. The Carolina Panthers just host as NFC South division champions who backed in, beep, 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 backed in like a semi-truck into a loading dock, hosted the Los Angeles Rams, who almost 2 months ago they defeated. They were 10.5-point dogs against this team and down and out. The Carolina Panthers, few people believed that they could win. In fact, in the last show, we said nobody believed in the Carolina Panthers. Do you believe in them? The Carolina Panthers opened their playoff game with Cam Newton pounding the keep pounding drum. Excited fan base, excited moment. But the opening moments of this game were terrifying as the Carolina Panthers failed on a fourth down conversion early on their own in their own territory, which led to a touchdown for the Rams, who took a quick 7-point lead. But when everything went wrong, everything also went right. Mistakes by the Carolina Panthers compiled early in the game, but somehow, some way, they persevered. They kept pounding, and it looked like by the end of this game, man, we were going to win this sucker. I was dancing, I was jumping, not in over exuberance of celebrating, but in finally having football to be proud and to love.
Yeah.
This is the C3 Panthers post-game show. There's so much to talk about. When everything went wrong, everything went right until the last second when the Carolina Panthers ultimately were defeated with a great catch by a tight end, fighting all the odds. 34-31, the Carolina Panthers fall. But hey, let me just finish with this. F you, Dave Portnoy, because the Carolina Panthers put that on. And you know what? I'm about this. King Bryce, G baby, Bryce Young had a hell of a game. There were so many things to be excited about. And I know that Cody Lack was about to jump out of that fucking wheelchair when Isaiah Simmons blocked that damn punt. This is the C3 Panthers post-game show. This is my wheelman, Cody Lack. Boy,
Tony Dunn,
I'm happy.
Listen, I understand how you feel right now. Up until damn near the very end of that game, I felt sure that the Panthers were going to win after the Panthers and Mike Jackson intercepted Matt Stafford, and then we go and get the touchdown. I felt like the momentum was ours. The game was ours for the taking. And then it just wasn't to be, man. It's an absolute heartbreaker. What is this feeling I feel? You know, at first I didn't think that the Panthers even should have been in this game because of how we ended it. Then we put up a hell of a fight. And then at the very end of the game, we gave everything that we had. This team gave everything that they had within them to make the fan base proud. And you know what, Tony? You know what, CK? Even in spite of this loss, I'm proud of this team. I'm proud of the effort. Yes. I'm proud of the fight. And I think a couple things were made apparent going into next year. Jalen Coker must be re-signed. We are picking up Bryce Young's fifth-year option. And Ejiro Evero has to fucking go. Tony Dunn, this is the final C3 post-game show of the year. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The number's 252-228-5098. That's 228-5098. CK on the Tuesday show, I said there are 3 outcomes that this game couldn't have, and ultimately won. Number 1 was the stunner, which we about had. The Carolina Panthers coming out there and beating the Rams. That was one outcome. And boy, did they almost do it. They did everything they could simply to do it. I mean, look, they fought through adversity. This team, clap for that.
Yeah.
They stunned. The second outcome was punching above your weight class, right? Is you're going against a team who is an NFL MVP quarterback. You have a coach who's won multiple Super Bowls. This team has been to the playoffs 5 times in the last, 7 years or something. They are the better team in every box. Check. And please don't say that I'm dismissing the Panthers on this, but look, they were 10.5-point favorites for a reason. But when you come out there and you punch above your weight class and you show fight and you contend, that's a great thing. I said these are the 2 things that could happen that were great. The third possibility was the worst possibility, which I was so terrified about. And almost after the first offensive and defensive possession, I was concerned about. And that was a complete blowout where you lose 34-3 or something. And the reason I bring this up, and people that missed the Tuesday night show, I want to just tell you the context of this, is that the Panthers have made significant gains throughout this season, right? Is that you have gone from a 4-win 2 years ago to a 6-win to now an 8-win team. And I did not want those gains, where I was concerned about those gains being undermined because of the way this team has lost throughout the season, where the offense has disappeared. I was very concerned is to be heartened by a strong season in the 2025 season, which this was. We stepped forward. I did not want to step back with this game by bringing in monumental questions about Bryce Young, monumental questions about Dave Canales, monumental questions that negated all the gains that the Carolina Panthers made. And guess what? We almost stunned. We did not disappoint, and we punched with somebody above our weight class. This, to me, CK, is regardless. And boy, I tasted victory. I was there. I have not felt this level of excitement. Even when we got the ball back with 32 seconds, I said, oh shit, we could get a field goal. This was a W for me regardless. And I'm so happy to go forward with this. CK, when was the last, what was the level of excitement? You just talk. CK, my man, my brother. Boy, what a way to end the season.
Brother, it's what I said on Tuesday night, and many times even when we did the reaction to getting into the playoffs, I said the Panthers have to compete. This has to be a competitive game. If win, lose, or draw, it has to look competitive for us to make us feel like we belonged, right? And I'll tell you what, I don't know how you guys felt, but that felt like that team belonged out there. Now there's some things that I think that we're can look forward to in the offseason, primarily the fact that we're going to be looking into getting a new defensive coordinator, we all hope. And we're going to be hopefully adding some pass rushers, and maybe we'll get some offensive linemen that are going to stay healthy, maybe continue to have some depth there. We'll see what it looks like. But right now, the question marks that I have going into the offseason, now that we've lost this game, is if that's an ACL for Icky, we now have to start thinking about a left tackle again, because he's not going to be ready. He's not going to be ready for the start of next season if it's an ACL. Heck, he might not be done back to until halfway through next season. And so now the question starts to come about how you handle Icky moving forward. It's you have the Rico Dallo questions because, I'll be honest with you, dude was non-existent today, like in any capacity. I think when we think about this game, I think what today showed was what we can be when things went wrong. So one of the things that if we look back to that, the first game against the Rams, we talked about how we only beat the Rams by 3 and it had to be perfect for us to do so.
Right.
Like it had to be the most perfect situation. And that is how we beat them by 3. And we still, in our best possible game on both sides of the ball, special teams, all of that, we still could only beat them by 3 points. Well, I'm sorry to tell you guys, but today we did not play our best football. That first quarter and a half, I was questioning whether or not I needed to watch the second half.
Oh,
but I tell you what, This team showed up and they were able to correct it. And in a game where we should have been blown out if we were the same old Panthers, like we came back and we were able to make some big time plays. We had some big time plays from young guys. We had Mike Jack showing up being the greatest defensive player we've seen in 10 years on the Panthers side of the ball, since at least for the back half of the season. It's been an incredible, roller coaster ride, and we want to come away with that win. But man, I tell you what, if we had come into this with a massive loss, we talked about this again last week.
It would have been detrimental.
We would have felt like we should have been picking in the top 10 in the draft this year.
And it would have felt like this season was a loss, CK,
right,
when this truly was a step forward.
It was.
The running game was really non-existent in general, not just
hasn't
Rico.
been for a month.
Yeah,
Cody.
It hasn't been for a month. And look, I also don't feel like Robert Hunt, coming off of missing an entire season, him coming back into the lineup, I don't think that he looked good either. Now, I'm not holding that against him, because he really wasn't ready, especially when you look at everything that he's been through to get back. But that was really tough, man, because I feel like there were so many plays that were left out there on the field. We haven't even talked about the muff punt by Trevor Etienne, which, you can argue swayed the game in their direction.
We got a ton to talk about. The number is 252-228-5098. It's the final post-game show. You better get your calls in. Get in here. Get your excitement in here. I'm telling you, for the first time in a long time, I was strutting, dancing, taking notes. I wasn't dreading the post-game show. Yeah. I was excited about this moment. We'll start with this, is that this game early on, and CK brought this up, and I have talked about this for a long time when it was about the Carolina Panthers. When you're not the best team on the field, you can't make mistakes. Right? Is like people got on me. Actually, I don't care what I said. This team was not built to come from behind for a long time. Right? Is keep the game close, stay in striking distance. This game early on was muddled with mistakes, was befuddled with mistakes. Coker pulls up the interception by Bryce. Sorry. Yeah. Coker pulled up on that route.
Yeah, that was definitely.
He didn't run through his route, and then not only did he not run through his route, it's like deflected and abhorrently or wildly caught by a deflection on the DB. You have Nick Scott, who sits down in this next play and lets the whoever the fuck it was, I can't even remember who ran behind him, but just gave up a giant play. Nick Scott, you're in this zone defense.
Tackling.
Yeah, but no, Nick Scott comes up and he's supposed to be the deep safety, and he just sits down. This is early in the game. They get a giant play. You get the Chuba Hubbard screen pass, which is, and Cody, I saw you tweet about this, but this was on both of them, in my opinion. Is I think that this is part Chuba, part Bryce, it's an unfortunate play that could have been a third down conversion.
Yeah,
You get
Bryce put the ball too far out in front of him.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, but also is that he could have gotten it, and like
what's weird about it with that one. I want to talk about that for a second because to me it was a little out. I mean, it's still a catchable ball. Let's be real about it. I mean,
it was not
great running
insane.
back. But what was weird about it is it felt like Chuba, even though the ball was already in the air and he saw it, it kept on leaking left instead of driving forward.
I don't think he knew, CK. I think we're looking at the big broadcast and we see that there's a bazillion miles in front of him.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know that. But then, so you have these mistakes by the Panthers, but you also have some penalties too early in this game that are very problematic. Icky gets blown the fuck up. He gets bull rushed, hurt, and they called a hold on him. The only thing that dude was holding was his knee.
His knee. And dude, it buckled instantly. I don't know what the injury was, but I'm assuming, and I hope that it wasn't, it was probably an ACL tear, man. As soon as he got pushed and he had to plant on that right leg, he went down, dude, and this is really going to be probably one of the stories of the offseason.
Yeah.
Is
but
what do we do at left tackle? And yeah, the flag was egregious, but did you really feel like the flags were like a prevalent story?
No.
Early in this, but let me finish. The whole point that I'm trying to make is that this team, CK said this, and I agree. Like when you're the poorer team, right? Like when you're the team that is punching outside your weight class, you can't afford to make mistakes. We had the Coker pull up that led to an interception. Oh, by the way, on that same interception, they called a personal foul on Mitchell Evans. By the way, fuck you. Not a personal foul.
He got pushed out of bounds, and then he like retaliated, and they only called it on Mitchell Evans.
He didn't even retaliate. He just pulled the guy a little bit. But I'm telling you this is no, I'm not saying flags did it, Cody. Is that early on in this game, in the fourth quarter, when it comes to mistakes compiled with these problematic calls, whether it's the icky call that wasn't, this team should have been dead in the water. And they weren't. When everything went wrong, everything somehow went right for this team. And they came back and they had a fourth down. We'll talk about this. We'll go through a lot of this. But we had a game-changing moment was when we stopped the fourth down conversion by Matt Stafford. This defense, everybody played hard today. Today is a celebration for the Carolina Panthers. That crowd today, God bless you. You caused the false start or two. These guys, that crowd showed up. I'm so excited, just like the people in this chat have showed up. Cody, shout out these super chats. We got to get to these calls. We're going to go rock and roll through every moment of this game together.
Yes, sir. Shout out to our boy Nirvash for the $20 C3 bomb. Says, I'm proud of this team fighting so hard today. The fact that we beat the Rams earlier and narrowly lost to them today, despite the deficit in talent and coaching, is encouraging. Fix the defense. Fire Evero. And we're good. Could not agree more, brother. Another 5 from Nirvash. Says we just need some legit middle linebackers, a great pass rusher, a competent defensive coordinator, and we'll be a great team next year. Don't forget we get Jonathan Brooks back. I am very excited to see what he can do. Panther Gal with a 5 says, was a fun season with a lot of great moments. And it was. And no one ever expected this team to actually be in the playoffs, competing with the team that has what some people said for the majority of the year was the MVP front runner in Matthew Stafford, man. We should be proud of this team. And then Natsu with the $5 says, I just want the haters to stop with Carolina. We didn't have to rely on the Falcons. Okay, either Tampa cheated or the NFL interfered with the refs. Appreciate you, brother.
I tell you, if we would have beat Tampa, though, and then had this performance, I would have felt so much better. I feel great. I'm so glad that this team performed. I have not had a level, and I was going to ask you guys this. CK, I was truly happy.
Yeah.
In football today. I mean, I don't know. The last time I was doing this, I was, oh yeah, I had the cam, I was dabbing, I was doing all the things. It was fun today.
Yeah, it was fun. It felt like we've turned a corner with our team, and with our fan base. You know, this isn't just a one-sided like movement in the right direction. This is how the bank should be. And you know, the Panthers have to earn the bank to look like this.
Yes,
but
yes.
You know, to think about even just the idea of Cam Newton being back, right? Like, I know that's such a small thing, but like it's huge in the grand scheme of things. And so it's just moments like that I think, like, I don't know, it makes my heart warm, and I feel super excited about where we're going. And it's there's a lot of people out there that, let's be fair, are probably mad because this is the exact thing that would be their worst nightmare, right? There's a lot of people that look at this performance, even that last drive where we had 38 seconds to try to score. There's a lot of people out there who are saying, that Bryce Young failed on that, which, by the way, I think the only thing that failed there was our offensive line. And then, there was,
you mean the final drive?
Yeah.
The final drive.
Don't put that on Bryce. Bryce,
No.
I'm excited about Bryce. What I was going to say is,
I don't love that we called Jimmy Horn's number on the final play.
Well, and that he didn't make the play. There's some things, but this is the CK, when it comes to the fans, we have, and as a podcast who was slogged through 14 years of ups and downs, and for 8 years downs, the Panther fans have shown up to the degree they need to, and they can. I want to give mad props to the team today for giving the fans, rewarding them for their commitment. Because think about this, is like, do we waste like that, wasting the Cam Newton pounding the drum to get smashed by 30? We didn't. The team rewarded, they answered that fan need today. They truly did. And this was finally a synergy of commitment today. And I was really exciting. The number's 252-228-5098. Cody, let's go ahead and get into calls. We're going to get into calls. We're going to be taking these calls as long as we need to. And man, it's finally, this is the most, it's true. This is pure. It's like pure love. It's finally rewarded. We've been rewarded. And I know that it was heartbreaking to lose. And I thought we were in. I was like, oh shit, we're going to get this. We're going to get this. But that's okay. Today was a victory for me. A victory. Yep. The number's 252-228-5098. Cody, I want to hear what the fans got to say about this.
Then let's do that.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
First time. It's always the second time.
For North Carolina for the final time this season. And I just have a few thoughts I'd like to share with the C3 Fatcast. First of all, I'm so happy that y'all got the chance to experience an exciting playoff game. And I just hope and pray that the trauma suffered by all of you inbred morons tonight across both North and...
All right, see you later. Next call.
Yeah, that dude
was suck a dick, pussy.
Well, the season's over.
Sounds like he wasn't in the race.
Had a good year, and that was a hell of a damn game. Damn, that was a good game, man. And the Rams, we all know they got lucky as shit. They got lucky as hell. That's all I gotta say. Lucky as hell. But we had a good year. We had a damn good year. And our defense, come the second quarter to the fourth, I don't know what happened, but we was playing a hell of a lot better. In the fourth quarter, man, they threw it to that damn tight end, Hickerson, whatever his fucking name is. And Murray should have pushed him out of bounds.
He was playing good
that
defense,
was some bullshit, man. Oh, that was some bullshit.
God.
But, hey, it was a damn good year. We clinched the NFC South. Damn, we was one and done. Oh, well, it was fun. But you know what? It's always next year. I'm still riding down my team. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
I think that's the real point that we come away from this, CK, is that we could have been on this show debilitated by this moment. But we're not. We're invigorated. And the only disappointment comes from that we were about to stun these mugs. As everything went wrong, everything went right. And Cody, I'm telling you, we came out there in the first drive and fourth and what? I think it was a bad call to go for it on 4th and 3 or whatever.
Yeah, 4th and 3. And did we call Bryce running outside? It made no sense. It was a very bad play call.
It's already in desperation mode. Then they give up a touchdown. I mean, you're talking about penalties hitting you early. Then even when you get, let me see, I had this crowd forces. These are my notes right here. 3:02 in the second quarter, 3rd and 6. The crowd forces a second timeout. The crowd was there doing their thing. They forced the Rams to call timeouts. You have an overthrow of what would have been an Adams touchdown. All of a sudden, everything that was going wrong seems to be going right. And then, right when things are turning, the times are turning, the tides are turning, we get a punt and it hits right when everything's going right. We get hit in the face with a fucking football. We get hit in the face, punched in the face. Etienne gets punched in the face with a football. Even that, bro, think about this. Everything was going wrong to where you did everything right, and then Etienne fair catches it, muffs it. It gives them the ball. They're about to take over this game, and what happens? The crowd continues to get involved. The Rams then went and failed on a 4th and 3. That is when this tide turned. Boy, I can't tell you I'm with CK is this team is not good enough, has not been good enough to play from behind, has not been good enough to make mistakes. They made a lot of mistakes early, CK. Yeah. And they went out there and tried to win this game still.
Oh, they shouldn't have been where they were. Right. Let's be real. After the first quarter and a half, like the fact that the game ended the way that it did. I mean, I even go as far as like that last play of the second half before we that throw to Puka where he dropped it as well. Like that, like just that moment, like that could have changed the tide of the game entirely, because all of a sudden they're going back up 10 going into the half, getting ready to get the ball back. And we got lucky that he dropped the ball. But here's the thing is a lot of people are going to say, at least in my opinion, if you're a Rams fan, you're going to say, well, the only reason this was close was because Puka made that mistake, right? Like if that one mistake or, this one drop that Devontae Adams had or something along those lines. It was just this one mistake. But here's the deal. There's only 2 mistakes that kept this from being a blowout against the Rams in our favor. And that's that interception. And that's that Etienne muffed punt. So same thing could go either way. I think that this team, we showed up, and I think that when we had everybody on the field that we had needed, we were the better team. I think our defense requires a lot more, tinkering or a better scheme. I think, for all the things we've had in the past with her, I think that she made an incredibly, important point here. and that is prevent defense. This is Sheena Quick on Twitter. She said, prevent defense only prevents winning. And that's,
okay.
That's, I mean, think about it.
Why
Maybe.
doesn't Navarro know that? And by the way, how many times this year have we seen that prevent defense bite us on the ass? How many times did Greg Olson today say the Panthers are primarily a zone coverage team?
Yeah.
I'm done with it, dude. I'm tired of the softest baby shit coverage. This is why I want Navarro gone. Listen, I'll be fair and say that for the most part of the season, the defense was way more consistent than the offense was this year. But you have so many big moments where the defense just utterly failed and let us down in some big time scenarios. It's indefensible. Then on that second Puka Nacua touchdown, just nobody wrapping up, nobody having good tackling form. It was embarrassment. It was an absolute embarrassment. And I want to move on. I feel like we've let Ivero have 3 years to run this defense the way he saw fit. Every year he's gotten his pick of what defensive players we wanted to bring in, what defensive players we wanted to draft. I'm ready to move in a different direction, man. I think we're spinning our wheels. It's time to do something different. If Ivero ends up getting a job somewhere else, cool. I think there's going to be a bunch of defensive coaches on the market that would love to work with the young players that we have on defense.
All right, next call.
Hey guys, John B. Jenkins here. Just calling
What up,
in.
John B?
We just lost the game, or I don't know. We just lost that 4th and 10, and I turned it off. So I'm pretty sure we've lost the game, bearing some sort of miracle. But anyway, I just want to call in and tell you guys how much I appreciate everybody here, and how much I appreciate y'all having a show, no matter what. And I don't even know if I'm going to call in and listen to this show, but I know you guys are going to be there, and I don't know, maybe you're better than me. But I do appreciate you, and hey, look on the bright side, y'all. I'm going to keep you guys updated on all the alternative football that's going to be coming up. I think in February is going to be our first game in the NAL, the National Arena League. So we're going to have a lot of updates on alternative football. But good goddamn, man, I'm so disappointed. I just wish we could have won one.
I know. Man.
I don't know. Anyway, y'all.
Far more solemn. Oh my God.
Dude, Cam was there. Luke Kuechly was there. Jay Stu was there. Steve Smith was there. Thomas Davis was there. Even Joe Webb was there. Man, the Panther Nation showed out today, dude. I don't know if you got to see any of Cam Newton's live 4th and 1 podcast. He had a bunch of great moments, had a bunch of the dudes up on stage. It was a really cool time, man. But and listen, I think that this should give us some hope. You know, for the past few seasons, we've been known as the team who, when an opposing blue blood NFL franchise comes to town, they swarm our stadium. You know, we're overrun with fans of opposing teams. I want this to be a representation of the type of culture that the Panthers can and do have. And we can have this on a consistent basis. We just need to ride the same momentum in the next season.
John B, I love you. You're the best. He's been rocking with us forever. The heartbreak. I'm sorry, like your heartbreak. I know in the moment is heartbreak and sadness because we were there, tasting it. This is a victory, though, and I know we don't talk about moral victories. We don't talk like is this the Carolina Panthers made so many mistakes early in this game.
Yeah.
That this could have been a runaway, a blowout, the worst of possibilities. But you then get, I won't say bailed out. The Panthers balled out at the end. And I don't want to, and I disagree with you guys about just being like, Evero's got to go. If he goes, I'm not going to be sad. Not be like, oh, he should have stayed. I'm not stumping for him.
Can I ask you, Tony,
I'm not
what
stumping for this prevent defense. This team just had to make a little play at the end, and they tried.
But here's the question, Tony. There's a difference between firing Evero and re-signing him.
Okay.
Evero is not, his contract is up. So you have to be able to say right now, like, that's the difference of it's that conundrum in the moral, like you have somebody who, you have the train tracks, right? You have the lever, the train tracks about to kill 15 people, but if you move the lever, you kill only one. But you've turned into a murderer, right? We're not in that situation right now. We're able to be, okay, well, we can move on. And like, do we love Evero so much that we're like, hey, listen, let's go ahead and sign him to another contract. Okay. Let him have 2, 3, 4 more years with this team. No, we have to be willing to say that what we've seen from our defensive coordinator, while you can say there's been improvement, like we're talking about 3 years right now. Like this,
okay.
Like,
look, all right, but also CK, think of this: 3 years, 2 different coaches, the worst possible scenario. You come in with Frank Reich, you're retained by a head coach, you're retained potentially for a year beyond that you should have. Last year, they were the worst defense in NFL history. 20 sacks or whatever. They did not. The problem is not sacking the quarterback. But this defense went from the worst in the league to middle of the pack. So I don't know if the answer is just, look, and I like the way you phrase it. Is it about, does Evero got to go, or do you re-sign him? I just don't think. I think it's like this: is that tweet by Sheena, whoever it was, to me, that's a low-hanging fruit. Prevent defense loses games. We just need to play.
It does, though, man.
No, we just need to play one play. And I'm sorry, that touchdown catch by that was incredible. And Morg is there. He's doing everything that he cannot do anymore.
Tony, that's not even the issue with that drive.
It wasn't even just that play, though, Tony. There was a whole middle section of the field where Tyler Higbee was just wide open and got the ball right to him. Like there is no.
Had to stop a touchdown. We had to stop a touchdown, and the touchdown was the problem, though.
Yeah, but we can't do it.
We didn't prevent the touchdown, though.
Right, because
prevent defense didn't prevent anything. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you think about that last drive, Tony, they had 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get down and score a touchdown. They didn't use a single timeout to get it done. They had 7 plays that they ran. Only the 7.
Best. Look, he's the MVP. He's the MVP. They are incredible. To me, this was not. I'm not saying it's not like, oh, I'm not trying to give him a pass. But
no.
At this moment should be the moment that we crucify him. I'm sorry. I just don't think, look, is that there were a lot of mistakes on this team going like every side of the ball. I just don't look. Look, I think Evero was going to walk away and say, I could have done some things better. But I don't think he's going to say, I need to be I wasn't too. Do you think he was too soft? We said blitz. No,
yes, Tony, we don't have a pass rush. We don't have a pass rush.
His fault.
But yes, it is. We don't have a pass rush, and then you're still playing this off prevent zone coverage.
No,
you're not making up for your deficiencies. I understand what you're saying, that it's not necessarily his fault. We don't have this aggressive pass rusher that's getting home consistently.
Did he tell Nick Scott in that moment?
If you are not
tell Nick Scott to sit down on his
then you have to make your defenders play the ball far more aggressively than they were.
So,
but Tony, it's also, this has been a problem all season. It wasn't just this game. There have been multiple games where this happened. The first game against the Saints, in Tampa Bay, same thing. This has happened a bunch of times this year. And to me, if it's not on Rivero, then you're just saying, hey, well, we can't do better. This is who the Panthers are. You play this soft zone bullshit, and we just let teams gash us in the worst moments.
So that moment, there's a couple of moments. All right, if you want to give when I got mad at Evero is when we sent Horn on a blitz, and it actually turned out for the good. Is Matt Stafford overthrew Devontae Adams, or I think it was, and this was going to be a dagger. Could have been like a 90-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a bad throw. It wasn't like we got home or this or that.
Sure.
But
there was some pressure that was like, there were a couple of those bad throws that we're referring to were from blitzes and all that stuff. All I'm saying, Tony, is like that first quarter, they were able to walk down the field pretty easily. It wasn't like anything to score on us, right? The defense, he had 9 completions in a row, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But that last 3.5, or 3 quarters of the game, don't you feel like our defense played well against Matt Stafford?
Yes, I do, but you're not going to give Evero credit for that.
No, I'm not saying you're not giving him credit for it.
Give him credit for putting Nick Scott on Devontae Adams.
But the last moment, the Panthers needed the very last moment of this game. The Panthers needed to prevent them from scoring a touchdown.
My point with that statement, Tony, is not to say that he doesn't deserve some, level of, credit for having this team turn around. It's if it worked for 3 quarters of the game, why are you changing it up because you're afraid of giving up a touchdown when you haven't up to that point? Right? Like there's been touchdowns, but no, there wasn't a touchdown that was like a over the top touchdown. Like there could have been.
There could have been like 3 of them,
but there wasn't.
We were very lucky.
And so why would you play prevent defense in that scenario where you're pulling everybody back into coverage and allowing them to get 20 yards at a time? Like the difference here is prevent defense if it's 30 seconds left in the game, a minute and a half left in the game. No, Tony.
It was under 2 minutes, right? It was
you're misunderstanding.
Right? 2:30.
It was 2.5 minutes with both of their timeouts. I'm saying if you're at the 2-minute warning, they have no timeouts left, then yeah, go ahead and play prevent defense because you're going to have to make them force their way down the field and they're going to eat up the clock. They have no way to stop it, right? They had all of their timeouts and they didn't even need them because we played such poor defense that last drive. Now, to be fair, J.C. Horn wasn't in there. Turk Wharton wasn't in there. We had some injuries that kept some starters out of there. I'm fully aware of that, and I'm willing to offer grace in that. But at the end of the day, I just feel like we have given Evero so many excuses up to this point to be able to say, that first year when Brian Burns was here, like we had the top 10 defense. We all knew that was fool's gold, right? It wasn't real. It was a fake top 10 defense. And then he has last year where we end up getting the worst defense in the history of the league. And you can't even argue it was because of the offense, because the offense was probably a lot more consistent than the defense was last year.
Yeah, we gave up the most points in NFL history.
Well, I would just say is, all right, I recognize your points. I respect them. That catch by that tight end was well awesome. Defended. It was 100%. Awesome. It's like that was like, what can you do? It kind of sucks because we're trying to like talk about the defensive coordinator. We're trying to talk about the ethos of all of this, and that was just a spectacular play. Cody, get the super chat.
Yeah, I want to make a point before we do, and then I'm gonna read these 3 super chats, and we'll go to the next call. What I do think, the bright side of this performance is, bro, we are missing a pass rush. Now you might say, wait a minute, bright side.
DK said this for
I think
10 months.
That especially after us making the playoffs and just being a few plays away, I think we're going to be in the running for Max Crosby. I think we're going to be in the running for what's old buddy from the Bengals? Trey Hendrickson.
yeah.
Hendrickson. I think the Carolina Panthers are going to be a team to look out for. We have some money. We are going to be a team that Dan Morgan is going to be aggressive in trying to get a brand spanking new badass pass rusher, and I hope we do it. Shout out to Duke Thunders with the $5. Says this is definitely Coker's coming out game. He needs no less than 30 targets per game next season. Could not agree more. Mike Hollinger says we were up at 40 seconds to go in the game. What a game. Tim Caldwell says, glad I found C3. Charlotte native. I have never missed a game, but we need a new D coordinator. We will never have a top 5 unit. He will never pick around. He will never have a top 5 unit. Defense wins championships. Appreciate you, brother. And then Adam Roscoe has been a C3 super fan for 3 months in a row. Shout out Adam Roscoe, man.
You can support the show by smashing the thumbs up button, hitting the subscribe button, or even better, wherever you're at, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you call it, YouTube, you hit share and you send it to your to the people you interact with. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
What's up, guys? It's Jono in Atlanta. Oh, man. What a game. First off, I'm just so proud of these boys. I'm so proud. We had a lot of miscues early, and that's the kind of thing for a young team that can easily lead to a blowout. We've seen it all season long where they start messing up early and they just can't find their rhythm and get back into the game. And I thought it was so freaking arrogant of Sean McVay. They're up 17-7. They're going to get the ball back at half. And instead of just kicking a field goal to go up 6 and then get the ball at half, arrogantly, he's like, oh, we're just better than them. We're going to go and score here a touchdown and come out the break and score another touchdown and run away with this game. I just thought that was so arrogant. That's what kind of turned the tide of the game for me and for the team, really. But, man, I'm just so freaking proud. And, you know, if J.C. Horn's in on that last drive, I just don't – I find it hard to believe that it's that easy for them to just walk down the field.
Yeah.
So many guys came up on big possessions and played. And first off, Mike Jack might be the player of the game. Mike Jack was amazing all game. He just knew exactly.
Mike Jack is awesome.
He was everywhere, breaking up passes, playing perfect coverage, taking the ball away. He was by far the best player on the defense. I don't think there's even a question about that. Also, Bryce Young is 1-on-1. I'm done with any more. I'll have the conversation with people, but for me, Bryce Young is 1-on-1. That drive before the last one to score, that was awesome. He was dynamic, and I thought he played a really good game overall. Even this interception, I don't even think it was really. I don't even really blame him for that because it looked like Coker just stopped running and he expected him to keep running. And we had drops. And he missed some balls. I'm not going to lie. He missed some balls. But overall, I just thought he played such a clean game. And he put us in so many good positions to win this game and to really be in position to just keep our momentum going when no one thought we had a chance this game. But I think the game ball for offense definitely goes to Coker. Man, what a showing. Coker was amazing all game long, and he just never stopped being amazing. And I'm just so freaking proud of these boys. I'm part of my city. I'm repping my 9 jersey with all the swag I can. Anyway, love you guys. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, brother.
Mike Jackson, bro. Can we talk about him being the best?
Yeah.
This dude is
awesome.
a dog. Fucking dogs. I tried to tell you.
Ever since that Cowboys game, dude.
Yeah, he has been one of the best players on our entire team. He has the most passes defended out of any corner in the NFL this year.
What did you think about the penalty called on? All right, so Nick Scott, who is Panther fans have a hate relationship with. I think it was called on him.
The Or the unnecessary roughness.
The helmet to helmet, yeah.
Yeah, on the sideline.
Luke
didn't think that was, but it definitely was a helmet to
So
helmet.
Greg Olson said on the broadcast, he said, this is what I wrote in my notes. I disagree with Greg Olson. Greg Olson said this is he said the rules are the rules, and the helmet went to the head. And then Greg Olson followed it. And look, I think Greg Olson is incredible on these broadcasts. I think he's like number one, AK, like primo. And I don't think he was a Panthers homer in any way. I think like I'm celebrating him as a color commentator. But he asked it. He said this. He said, look, he said, I know fans are going to be upset with this. He said, but this is what the rules are. Right? As helmet to head goes. And then he said his next words is I know fans are going to ask what the DB should have done there. And that's what I actually am asking. Is this the guy went in there? He did not lead with his helmet at all. The fact is the guy was 6'4". He's 5'10". He's jumping up. Your helmets collided in like incidentally. Is that the right word?
Yeah, incidental. Yeah.
And that's where I thought this is I think we need to use this rule. Are you leading with the crown? Are you trying? To me, this was not malicious. This was problematic. It was incidental contact. And again, I go back to this. When everything went wrong for the Panthers, things still went right. And somehow they weren't out of the game at this point. But I do want to ask, and I'm not asking Greg, I'm not like challenging him because he said that. He just said these are the rules. But at any moment, do we just look at the rules and say, this guy what else could he do?
Well, dude, Tony, this has been my issue. I mean, your head is connected to your shoulders. They make it sound so easy. Like, oh, you just take your head out of the play. Oh, okay, great. To me,
great.
Like,
what a wonderful comment.
But look, ever since the whole, everyone knows about CTE now, the NFL is going to continue to crack down on helmet to helmet hits. And there's a part of me that's like, well, yes, it makes it safer. Potentially, players are going to be more healthy in the future because of this. But at the same time, it's like, damn, dude, I fucking miss football. Real football with fucking safeties where you had to fear for your life going across the middle of the field because a linebacker might just fucking smoke you. Like, I miss that, dude. That's football to me, if I'm being honest. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really do think that it's very ticky-tack out there, but I also understand why they have to call it.
I felt like they threw that flag because he blew him the fuck up.
Yeah, I think it was more about the violence of the hit, more so than the helmet hit. Like when it happened, I was listening to the actual radio broadcast, and Luke was upset with it. He was like, if you're a back judge, there is no way you can throw that flag. You cannot see that hit. You're only throwing the flag because it looked bad. That's it. And you cannot throw that.
That's why he threw it.
And so, but the problem is like, he should not have thrown it. Now, if somebody else had a better angle, they should have. The guy who threw it is what Luke was talking about. Should not have thrown that flag because there is no way that he saw what he's saying he saw from where he was. And so he only threw the flag because of the violence of the hit.
He got blown the fuck up.
He threw the flag because it was like, I think that's a foul. Not because like I saw that as a foul. He's like, I think it's a foul. Now, granted, it did from the rules, it did end up being a foul.
Right.
But it should not have been a thrown flag by the person who
was
threw it.
Like trying to do this. Like he was he wasn't leading with the crown. It was incidental helmet to helmet. Good Lord. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Oh, yeah, this is Marshall Rudder calling again for part
That's that
two.
same
Because I
dipshit.
know
Oh,
you
let's
sure
see
as
if
hell
he's
weren't
gotta
going
say
to play that first part in its entirety.
Yeah, let's see what you
I
gotta
know
say.
you, Tony, and unlike pretty much everybody else that listens to this shit, aside from myself, you actually have something proud. You have something that you can be proud of, I should say.
He's about to
and
say
that is,
something.
What
y'all
is it?
bring the carts back to Lowe's, whereas before you just steal them. So good
Okay.
job, Tony.
All right.
Keep up the good
All
work
right,
there.
whoever you
Cody.
are, that's cool. That's cool.
I almost want to hear what type of mean shit you said about me.
I kind of wanted. All right, you want to hear it? Let's go.
Well, the problem is if he says something really off the wall, it could cause the
I
stream
don't
to get
give
shut
a
down.
fuck what he says. It's like what? You know what? We've made it.
Hey, it's John on Atlanta. This is part two. Just a couple complaints. Nick Scott, you got to catch the ball, brother. Nick Scott had too many mess ups this game. Oh my gosh, they were shredding us, and it was mainly a part of his coverage that was lacking. That they were just getting so many easy passes and stuff like that. And Trevor Morig, man, you got to push him out of bounds. You can't just go for the contest. You got to push him physically out of bounds.
Oh man,
he played the possession so well early, and then he just couldn't push him out of bounds. And
I thought he played
Chuba,
good.
I love you, man,
defense.
and you played really well. I think this is a really nitpicky complaint, but Chuba got to catch that. He's got to catch that. He's got to catch that and run. And then lastly, Horn. Horn. I don't want to put too much blame on him
He's
for
the
that last.
second best DB on this team.
Not catching that ball, but you got to catch that one, brother. You got to find a way to come down and just
Oh, he's talking
slide.
about
And I think that's kind of what Bryce thought he was going to do, but he wanted to run with momentum, and that's not where the ball was placed. In the offensive line, I love Robert Hunt coming back, but he just did not seem right all game. There was constant pressure, and we still could not run the ball like we wanted to. We still could not really get the ball going the way we wanted to. And I still kind of feel like we threw up just a little bit too much. But I would have loved for us to just to have rushed for 120 yards or something, like 125. But lastly, Evero, thank you for your services. I think I'm kind of done with Evero. I think I'm kind of done. I think I've seen enough. I think that last drive told me more than enough about his defense. I mean, there's the excuse obviously that he didn't have his best player onto the field at the time. One of his best players, J.C. Horn, but there's no way you just let them walk down the court, the field like that. And the only way that you get a stop is because they dropped the ball. That's embarrassing. And the fact that we weren't able to really get consistent pressure, but in just those little spurts that we had. Yeah, Evero, I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye. So I'm looking forward to next season, man. We can go and start talking draft and future outlooks and stuff like that. And I thought the refs were pretty clean for the most part tonight. I didn't see nothing egregious, but anyway, guys, subscribe.
Thank you for the call. Let's go.
Appreciate you, John.
Yo, this is your favorite Bucks fan, Tobias, watching the game from Cancun.
What's up, Tobias?
Here's the thing. Heck of a season by you guys. Guys keep
Appreciate
building.
you,
You guys getting better each and every year, record-wise. Bryce played a good game today. Made good decisions. Was everything perfect? No, nobody was perfect.
I thought he was
Wasn't
great
perfect
today,
but they won. Bryce, all you asked for is you got him in position to win the game. But your boy Evero, mind you, I'm a guy who's not a fan, just watching the game. I was highly entertained. But why play prevent? Especially when the Rams had 3 timeouts. You just letting them get down the field. But when you saw when the Rams scored and they had to play defense to stop Bryce and company, they kept heating them up, sending pressure. And I've always said prevent defense prevents you from winning. But Bryce played a good game. The running game played a good game, good enough. The receivers, what's his name? Coker. And Ted played great. That's his top 2 guys. He got some foundations there.
Yeah.
It's been a slow build for you guys, but I thought you guys had a good season, a damn good season. You made the playoffs. The crowd was rocking. And just keep building for next year. But you guys had a good season. I enjoy watching you guys, and guys keep up the great work.
Thank you, Tobias.
Let's start with Evero.
Great call, man. He's so cool. He's called in a bunch of times. Tampa Bay fan. That's a real fan of C3 right there, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Question though is it's easy to shit on prevent. Like, what could he have done differently? Like, what if you can't generate pass rush alone? Like, what did he need to do? You guys tell me. I know it's easy to pick on, oh, they came down, they marched down the field. We are trying to stop them from one thing, a miraculous fucking touchdown catch. We had a caller say that they got to push him out of bounds. You can't push him out of bounds before he catches the ball. I thought Trevor Moore did as much as he could. It was just an insanely great play.
So
I thought the
things.
defense was there. So if you are the defensive coordinator with the assets you have there, Cody, tell me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like he's blitzed. He blitzed J.C. Horn on a play that could have been a Devontae Adams 90-yard or 70-yard touchdown. That was an overthrow. Thank God that it wasn't. But like, how do you call a different
Sure,
defense?
I'll tell you. So one, you stop giving them a 5-yard cushion at the start of every third down play. You are giving receivers like Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams and their really good tight ends. You are giving them too much of an opportunity to hit you with the double move. Right, to hit you with the double move and keep the chains moving. Like, you are giving up too many yards. And the problem is our defense is not clamping down in the end zone. Like, it would be one thing if we were keeping them to field goals.
Right.
Fine, that's one thing. And by the way, I really don't even have a problem with him primarily running zone defense. A lot of really good defenses have done that, and a lot of really good defensive coordinators still do that today. But to me, it's situational football on third downs, playing so far off, refusing to get aggressive and man up when you have some really good, really fast, athletic corners in the form of Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn. I know he was injured at the end of the game, but like I said, this has been a problem for a number of different games for us this season. Being more aggressive and knowing when to put your foot on their throats late in games and in third and fourth quarter on third downs specifically. Trust your corners to man up and not play 5 to 10 yards off the ball and trying to prevent them from doing something playing zone.
Okay. I mean, that's a good answer. Good answer. Let's go to the next call. I asked for an answer. I got one.
C3 Panther Nation, it is your boy Preston from Hickory. And man, we were so damn close. We were so fucking close. This was about to be because nobody believed. Zero people. Nobody believed it in the Carolina Panthers. It was literally Panthers versus the world tonight. And, I'm going to go ahead and get the blame game out of the way. Avera. I mean, our offense, we can't really say, really don't have any notes for the offense other than Jimmy Horn, like Greg Olsen said, you got to get low and catch that ball. But we wouldn't have been in that situation if the defense had sold us. I mean, come on. The middle of the field, the last two drives, they just walked down the field.
Yeah.
Yes,
they walked down the field. Dude. Stafford went over the middle of the field.
Completely uncontested.
Boom, boom, touchdown. Easy money. And it shouldn't have been that easy. I think Ajero Rivero has proven why he needs to be looking for another job next season. I think we need to go after like a Raheem Morris or somebody like that. Somebody with a way better defensive scheme because the middle of the field was so damn exposed, man. But,
yeah, I
mean, it's been a hell of a season. I hate saying that this early, but it has been a hell of a season. I think it was looking up. Everything was looking up after the offense was able to turn around and move downfield. Jalen Coker, man, he's a dog. Bryce Young, I think he has proved himself in this game. Even the pick that he threw wasn't his.
Not even close.
If he would have kept running on that route, That's not
I
that's an
agree.
incompletion at the
Even me.
Bryce was great today.
He
It was fantastic.
It's been, boys. It's been an honor and a pleasure to spend this with you guys and
Appreciate you, brother.
keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Keep pounding.
I guess now we're just watching the rest of the playoffs without our boys. Which you know what? Fuck it. I'm not watching the rest of the playoffs.
All right, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. The one thing I will say with the Evero stuff is I feel like it's slightly low hanging fruit, and that is, they marched down, they pulled it out, this and that. I don't think Evero did anything worse than Canales did. And like what I'm saying is this is like, you're only gonna put not you two. I'm not saying you two but like, is the blame only going on Evero?
The problem is though, Tony, we've had a much larger sample size of Evero with 3 different rosters of defensive talent. I agree with you. I mean, if you want to say that from a defensive and offensive play calling perspective, they were both about fair to Midland, that's fine. But I think when you look at the players that Evero has coached, the players that left here because they didn't want to be a part of this Panthers defense anymore, then giving up the most defensive points in NFL history, then this season you have the same problem that many of the cat callers are saying as well, that you just let them march up the field uncontested late in ball games when you need a stop. It gets embarrassing, and it's like,
give him this
maybe he's
defense,
not the worst, but we need to do something different. We need to switch it.
If we can get him a pass rusher and he can call plays, like, I feel like
I don't even know he would know
I
what to
don't
do.
want the shade to unnecessarily fall on Evero in this defense, and a pass completely go to Canales in the offense. It's like, look, I think both of these sides fought hard today. They played incredibly, but I don't think we need to discount. It's not like, Evero lost us this game. I really don't think that. I think this is that I think we're fortunate to be in the position we were. I think this fucking team fought. Like, I mean, I could put a couple of plays. I could be like, Nick Scott did this. 2 weeks ago, though, when this offense did shit, everybody was like, Canales, should he give up the play call? Like, I don't want to swing too far. I think CK is right, though. It's not about if Evero should go. It's if he should stay. It's like, should you extend? The number is 252-228.
Well, I wanted to bring up something before you go to your next call, because I think it deserves us talking about, spending a little bit of time on it. Boys, I think I'm about over the Xavier Leggett experiment. I'm just being
up
real.
and down today, though.
I'm just being real.
It's just he's a non-factor.
Yeah, he's a non-factor in a year when T-Mac balls out. T-Mac is probably going to be the offensive rookie of the year this year, and deservedly so, dude. He looked like a number 1 wide receiver today. To be honest, Jalen Coker did too. But Tony and CK, I think that both of you will agree with me. Jalen Coker is so much more of a substantial threat in this offense than XL has ever been in this offense.
Could disagree with that.
He was better last year. He was definitely better this year. His hands are better. He has more of a wider catch radius. He's willing to go and get the football. He drops nothing. He's not afraid of contact. He has body control. He knows where he's supposed to be at the right time, minus the 1 interception today where he didn't finish running the route. But, I mean, he is maybe another number 1 on this team, Jalen Coker. Xavier Leggett is nowhere near that, to the point I think the Panthers are going to try to bring in more receiver help at the end of this year, or to start free agency next year to get another receiver on this team to round out the receiving core, because you cannot depend on Xavier Legette going into his third year or whatever it is. And even if you want to say that, oh, he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or Bryce missed him on some throws this year, fine. But that lends to my point even more. Adam Schefter put out a report that the Panthers are probably going to pick up their fifth-year option for Bryce Young. So if you know that you have 2 more years of Bryce Young, why would you want to keep this receiver that him and Bryce have literally no chemistry at all whatsoever? It's like at a certain point, we're just spinning our wheels on Xavier Legette. He is more famous for his horses and his sandwiches and his squirrel meat stew or whatever the fuck he's eating than he is playing football for the Carolina Panthers.
Are you willing to, are you of the mind that we get rid of him, or are you thinking, I mean, obviously we're not, like, nobody's putting him out there in front of Jalen Coker or T-Mac right now, right? But do you think that, you know, he's still, his athleticism is still real, right? He still has an opportunity to turn it around. Is anybody banking on it? Is anybody going to be putting money on him having over 1,000 yards next year? Absolutely not. And it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I don't think there's anybody in their right mind that's putting money on him coming out here and doing something significantly different than we've seen over the past 2 years now. But I hesitate in the idea of just saying, let's get rid of him. Now, if you're trading him, then I'm certainly open to hearing ideas about that. But I don't think that we just outright cut him. I think he I don't know if I should say he deserves an opportunity to compete next year, but you know, I think being a first round, I think he's I wouldn't be mad if we gave him another opportunity.
I kind of think we're going to trade him for a Bowberry biscuit, just like we did Jonathan Mingo. Some team is going to give us a 6th or a 7th or whatever the fuck, and we're going to be like, fine. Especially if we re-sign Coker, which Coker is a free agent. We're going to have to sign him. To me, that's the easiest thing in the world. See if you can move on from XL. I think Dan Morgan has orchestrated some trades, and I would see what you can get for him.
You don't need to move on to XL because you got another year to let him just be part of it. Do you force him to be part of it or not is the question. Let's go to the next call.
What's up, guys? It's Brian from Spartanburg. Well, season's over. We'll have to find ways to add some more offensive talent, build around Bryce, or find something to get some more sacks on the defense. And overall, we can't be upset with how the season went. It sucks to see it in that way, but at least
True.
Most of us are feeling pretty confident. We've got the quarterback we need for right now. Just happy to see him fight all the way to the end. So, if we thought
the defeat and his
however many months ago that we would have been in the playoffs, any of us would have took it. So,
I understand the pain, man.
Can't hate the progress that the team's made this year. So, keep pounding, boys. Tough loss, but maybe we've started taking a step in the right direction. So keep pounding, boys.
I don't want to get lost on that this is a loss. This was so much of a win for the Carolina Panthers, and for me. It was a win as a fan. I was jumping up and down. I was celebrating. I was doing these. I was dabbing. I was doing the things. I was smiling. I was having fun. It was 31. I wrote down the score, but when everything goes wrong, where everything was going wrong, everything went right. And there was a moment too. Cherilus made a big hit on Stafford, and it forced it didn't like a incomplete pass. But that's a moment too where they're going to give you a roughing the passer. Even he fell off of him perfectly, It set up a 3rd and 10. And then we get out of there. And then we went 3 and out. Right. It's like is everything that went wrong went right, and then went wrong, went right. And then Cody, you have to come on. I know when 2 plays by your man, Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah, bro, I hope he
tackled
can.
homeboy deep in the 5-yard line.
Yeah, deep in the 5-yard line.
And he
then
blocked the punt today.
Blocked the punt, baby. And I hear that they're going to try him more as a safety than a linebacker. Dude, keep him on the team. You can use that athleticism for a bunch of different things. Dude, even if he's just a special team ace, good. Utilize that talent. He needs to be here. I would rather Isaiah Simmons stay here than Xavier Leggett.
At this rate, I don't know that I can argue that. No, it was. I mean, if you left today feeling dejected, like nobody's excited that we lost. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's similar to how
almost had it. Right.
Like when we started the season, we said, what's gonna be a trying to think of the right word. What is going to make this season feel like we won? And we were like, nobody said the playoffs. We said like that's going to be like
winning
best
record.
Case scenario, right?
Yeah,
exactly. And it was a winning record. We didn't have that, which I think we should have. We certainly, that Bucks game with the officiating was horrendous, but it was a winning record. It was those little things that we felt like could have, it's just small things, but we made it to the playoffs. We were competitive in the playoffs. We ended last season feeling pretty optimistic about our future, right? And I think that probably at the end of this season, we feel a little more optimistic than we did last year.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
The
number is 252-228-5098. And I'm going to put this out to you guys is I'm King Bryce. Let's go. Bryce Young played fantastic today. And we haven't not talked about it on this podcast yet. And I'm ready to talk about it. You get in there and you tell me what you thought about Bryce Young today, who did get hit. This mug is resilient. He got blasted on the five,
he's a winnable, bro. Winnables wobble, but they don't fall down, dude.
This mug played great today. I'm sorry. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. G baby, where the fuck are you at? G baby, I'm with you. Bryce Young played confident, smiling. I thought he had the Invisalign going. It was wonderful. He pushed the ball downfield. He made plays with his legs. Today, I walked away with what I needed, and that is, I don't know if this guy is going to be a 15-year success. I don't know if he's going to be this, but I'm ready to rock going to the next season. Let's go to the next call.
C3 Panthers Nation, this is your boy Preston from Hickory with the second call.
What's up, Preston?
I forgot. So the question is now, what do we do with Bryce? I think he's done enough. Like, everybody's going to hate on him, and everybody's going to say, oh, he's too little, and we should get rid of Bryce. First of all, I feel like those people need to be realistic. Let's be realistic here. He was our number 1 overall pick. We got to the playoffs. He ain't going nowhere. Dave Canals, his second season as a head coach and play caller.
Yep.
He ain't going nowhere. So we got to look forward to that. But what do we do with Bryce? That's my question. Keep on, boys.
Answer it, Cody.
So listen, I'm going to give you my truth, as I'm ought to do. I think I'm fair in what I'm about to say, and I think that I have even evolved in what I am about to say. Tony, there are moments in this season I did not want to pick up Bryce Young's 5th-year option.
Okay.
I just didn't. I felt like we were spinning the tires. Yeah. Where I'm at right now is not only do I want to pick up his 5th-year option, but I'm excited about what Bryce Young has the potential to be in 2026. I think if you add him another super quick separating wide receiver that can get off the line in a pinch to start the season next year, add another element to the run game, just continue to add to the offense, build in some new wrinkles specifically for Bryce, put him under center more. I so badly want to see Bryce Young under center far more than he is. And I think that he can really do some damage. But Tony, I'm not going to call him King Bryce. And the reason why I'm not, I will call him King Bryce when I am ready to make him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. To this point, I cannot tell you in good faith that Bryce Young has earned some mega extension. And we all know what happens, Tony. Whenever a quarterback gets paid, the next man up is the highest paid player in all of professional football. And I am not there with Bryce Young just yet. I feel he has left too many plays out there on the field. However, Bryce can still win me over. And I am still very excited about what Bryce has the prospect of being next year in 2026. And I think that he had some moments this year that made me realize that he does have a high end that he can play at. I just need to see him do it consistently and on a game in and game out basis. Then, if you want me to bend thy knee, I will, but not until then. And I believe that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think it's unfair. I think that I think we all can agree that there's been moments where we've all been very frustrated with what we've seen on the field from Bryce. It's been, I can admit that as somebody that appreciates what he does for us, but I don't think that that it's. I don't even think it's that far off from where you were. Right. I think a lot of people are going to feel like you've somehow turned a corner when it comes to Bryce Young, but you've been fairly consistent. Like even when he did perform well at the end of last season, it's like, this is what we needed to see. I do think that because of, the fence that you're on with him, I think you do, when the negatives happen, you're very quick to hop off the fence to address those negatives with without any additional context involved. But for the most part, I think you've been incredibly fair with your assessment of Bryce Young.
For me, it's simple as this is Bryce do we have optimism or not? Do we have belief? Can we go forward or not? And today he's not even been in discussion on this show until this point.
Yeah.
And it should be a discussion I'm not saying pay him the highest paid player in the league.
Right.
I'm not saying that. Is like, is picking up his 5th year option that incredibly large? No, do it. Like today is what I wanted. I had 3 not concerns, but 3 outcomes. The Panthers could have won and stunned. They could have punched and fought like they did today, or they could have got blown out. And then you would have had questions about Dave Canales and Bryce Young. And I'm sorry, I think this discussion of Evero is kind of a sleight of hand of issues that are going on with this team. I'm happy. Look, Bryce did it. Bryce had played a great game. To me, today was a great game from Bryce Young. That's
I think it was a top tier game. I think this is gonna, I think this is gonna be one of those games that people look back on and say this is probably one of the best ones he's had in his career.
He balled out.
It's gonna be weird only having 1 passing touchdown to say that, but it's real.
Here, let's play the Hope Dealer and then hit these super chats up after this call.
It's the Hope Dealer. It hurts so bad
to lose to the Rams like that. It hurts so bad. But C3 Legion, CK, Tony Dunn, Cody Lack, I love you guys.
Love
and
you
I'm a
too,
proud Panther fan.
Amen.
And I'm darn proud of the fight that this team put up. And excuse me for getting a little emotional, but to see the fight in Bryce Young and Jalen Coker and
that was great.
McMillan, Chuba Hubbard, to see the fight that this team put up.
Yeah.
To see it all stripped away on that last drive because, in my opinion, bad game management. How did we lose the game with 3 timeouts left? You know, I want to rag on Dave Canales and Evero, and I just need to process this. You know, I may, when I call in on Tuesday, I'm sure I'll be in a better frame of mind. But, you know, I just want y'all to know, man, that I appreciate this community. I'm proud to be a Panther fan. Once again, this is the Hope Dealer. Everybody keep your head up. We'll fight another day. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, man. Look, I've said this before, man. I'm so incredibly honored that we get to be a part of this community and just have this incredible group of guys and gals that congregate after every win and every loss to experience this together, man. I love hearing from y'all. I love hearing from the Hope Dealer and John B. and Preston and Chuck from Elizabeth City and Joey the Blind Panther and Spivey the Goat, Stephen Bailey, Nova Black, my man in the chat. Like, I love y'all, man. This has been just such a crazy roller coaster ride. In my time with C3, my first season was in 2018. This is my first time ever doing a post-game show for a playoff game. And man, I can tell y'all that we have seen each other through the good times, the bad, and I'm just so incredibly grateful to have been a part of it.
They did not let us down today, though. I'm telling you, there were so many scenarios straight out of the gate where this could have been, where we would have been on this show crying and moaning. Today, I celebrated. My fiance was like, I've never seen you. I'm dancing. I'm jumping. I'm like this. I'm like my daughter. I'm like cooking. I'm cooking the dinner. Jump with me. Like, this is real excitement and happiness. It was. And I don't know how it happened because everything went wrong early, but everything went right. We have a lot to go. Chuck is up next in 2 calls in the hole. Play this 30-second call and then hit these super chats.
Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. This is how I feel.
C3.
All right, thank you. Hit those super chats up, and then we're going to Chuck from Elizabeth City.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Shout out to Ilmontic. It says, fan in Charlotte. I agree with Tony 100%. Y'all are too hard on Rivero. Defense played their ass off, and he adjusted by stunting and looping the linemen to generate pressure. That's Matt Stafford's elite Hall of Fame arm.
I mean, it's not
talent.
wrong.
Yep. And then John B. says, Tony, you're so right, man. I had fun. I saw a T-Mac dab. I saw Derek Brown Superman. I saw Isaiah Simmons do stuff and get excited for Cody. Coker balled out. I had fun. Here's to the future. Keep pounding. And then, whoa,
This is the biggest one.
I don't
It's the
think I
biggest
have.
one ever.
Yeah, I have never seen a larger donation than this,
Oh my
man.
God. Ever.
Shout out to Fire 08 with
Holy
the
shit.
$100. Says wanna bet for the 10.5 spread tonight, sharing it with the crew. Love listening, even sometimes when I'm traveling halfway across the world for work. This
Oh my God.
a piece of home for me.
Oh my goodness.
Panthers. Also,
Holy
Coker
cow.
needs to be wide receiver 2. Full stop. We will be back next year. Woohoo!
It's the
Fire.
It's the biggest one in the
Keep
history.
pounding, bro.
The history of this show. We've got one $50 one in the past.
Yeah, man.
Oh
$100.
my goodness gracious.
That's
Thank you.
incredible.
I'm telling
Appreciate
you, I
so
was
much,
like this.
man.
I was like, somebody said I was doing the worm. Yeah, I was doing all of those things.
Wow, $100. That's insane.
Wow,
man.
that is incredible. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And thank you for that. Thank you. But also thank you to the people that are listening right now. Your time, your energy, your calls. That means so much. It's just as much as that super chat. Maybe not monetarily. But you know what you could do? You could smash the thumbs up button. You could subscribe. You could share the show. All you gotta do is hit share. You share it on X. You share it on Facebook. You share it on Reddit. You share it wherever you hang out and argue about the Carolina Panthers. And then you share it and you say, these motherfuckers don't give Bryce Young enough credit. I'll be like, oh, Cody Lack. Bryce Young was the truth today. He was the truth. All I came away from is I think that Evero is low-hanging fruit on this game. I'm sorry. I think it's easy pickings. I think Bryce Young was fantastic. I think that Dave Canales might be alluding some shade because of how close this game was. But I'm very happy and excited about how this team fought, pounded, like punched back. This is what I needed for this team going forward. Maybe this was not our year, but next year this makes me feel better about what we could be. That's what I wanted. 6 to 8. Let's go. 11, 12 next year. Let's get a pass rusher. Let's go out there. We got money. We got money in free agency. Let's go make a difference. And I know it's easy to talk shit about Double E. I don't know. And I think CK made the best point is it's not about do you want them gone or do you want them back? But this team needs a fucking pass rusher like to the nth degree. Let's go to Chuck from Elizabeth City.
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City. I don't know who's going to call in and bitch and complain or whine because we didn't win, or who should have done this or who should have done that. Yeah, it's a shame that Nick Scott doesn't hold on to the interception, but you got to get a Booker McCool
Oh my God,
credit
that
for
would have
making a hell of a play.
Yeah, the cool would
That would have been
Kickoff. I don't want to hear anything about Bryce Young. Bryce is going to get the 5th-year option, and I understand he has limitations, but hey, our running game wasn't there for the most part today, and he did his part. The defense has some holes for the most part, did their part. You know, we turned the ball over a couple of times, and the Rams really didn't that much. Truth of the matter is, I'm proud of the team effort. Some of the play calling could have been a little bit better. I understand that, but I like the aggressiveness. Now, all I got to say, for all the pugnance, the big-nosed, beaky toucan Sam nose guy on ESPN, all I got to say is a big fuck you to all y'all who dogged the Panthers and say we didn't have a chance. Because I think we pulled it and played it that we had a chance to win this game. And, hey, guys, like I said, playing in this game, the young guys we have, the veterans, it's just going to create more hunger. I think this is the start of winning more NFC South championships, hosting more playoff games, and being able to actually win some playoff games and build something. We need an edge rusher. We need a linebacker. I think we need another player on the receiving side. and we definitely need to keep building the line. But overall, I'm pleased. I'm very happy, and I'm proud of this team. And I don't know what else to say, guys, but just appreciate the effort that was put in tonight's game. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding, brother.
The number is 252-228-5098. You can smash the thumbs up button. Look, thank you again for this. Put that super chat back up. Oh my God. Let it run for the rest of my life here. But you don't have to do that. Thank you so much. Fire I 108 $100. But you can be a C3 super fan for just $1.99 a month. But why don't you just $1? How about that? Just get up in there. If not, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, share the show, call in. Your voice, your attention, your time is where it goes. Let's go to John B. Jenkins, who's been here through all of it.
Hey guys, it's John B. Jenkins, and I just wanted to call in.
John B.
I don't know if this will make it on. It's my second call, but I think I've come to realization that I have had a lot of fun this season, and good God, Lord, I have had the most fun with this team I have had in 10 years. I mean, I don't know whoever put all those points together about the whole losing season, Ohio State championship, Jacksonville opening, J-Lo divorce, making it to the Super Bowl thing, but shit, that was so fun. God, that was so fun to talk about at work. It was so fun to talk about with friends. This season has been fun and not fun to go through with you guys, but good Lord, I'm really grateful that I've been able to go through it with y'all. And
appreciate you, brother.
I don't know, man. Let's go Panthers. I mean, fuck. I don't know if this NFL is rigged or if it isn't. This team, it just, man, I wish we could have gone further, but we didn't. But we still had a lot of good fun, did we not?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
yes, sir.
That's my last call. After this, I'm just going to do a bunch of alternative football updates. And, as always, keep pounding Carolina Panthers, keep pounding Panthers Roshlaw, go fish, keep pounding C3 Panthers Podcast. John B. James.
Pounding, brother. CK, I hear from a little bird that you have some interesting stats, which pinpoint something that we need to focus on next season.
Yeah. So basically, this is a next-gen stat about the Matt Stafford performance against our defense. When Matt Stafford was throwing between the numbers, he was 275 yards and 2 touchdowns on 22 of 30. He was 22 of 30 attempts on that. He entered the team's final drive for 1 of 11 for 10 yards and an interception on throws outside the numbers before his game-winning touchdown to Colby Parkinson on a throw to the right sideline. So what I'm gathering from this personally is we need help in the middle, huh? I mean, that's a pretty significant difference, right? We 1 in 11 when throwing outside the numbers, 22 of 30 when throwing in between the numbers, and it was for 275 yards. He only had 10 yards outside the numbers before that final drive.
CK, I feel like for the past few seasons, we have tried to put Band-Aids at the linebacker position. I believe this team was safety as well, but I believe that we have a young core of safeties that I think will be good going forward. I'm excited for Lathan Ransom. I love Trayvon Morgan and what he did this year, but the linebacking core, dude, it's been bad. This team was not truly expecting to lose Josie Jewell at the start of this season. Christian Roseboom, he stepped up, and I think he played good at times this year. But CK, you're right.
We lost the rookie.
Trevin Wallace. Yeah, Trevin Wallace played okay.
He
had his ups and downs, but then he also got injured at the end of the year. And yeah, we need to stop. We need to make a major investment at linebacker. We need to shore up the middle of this defense. And you're right, CK, that is very telling. The fact that they were pretty much money on the middle of the field, that really does say a lot. And it's been a problem for us all year.
Yeah, and it's not. I don't think that means that Christian Rovesboom has been like a
he's
bust
actually been
signing
good.
or anything along those lines. But in my opinion, he is not the answer at that position. Like we need
like a plug. You got to give some. They did eat us up across the middle. You're right. The number is 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Yo, this is Studs up in Maryland. I don't care what anybody says. I am so fucking proud of this team.
Yes, sir.
They showed up. They showed out. They showed what they're made of. All the memes all week long. Everybody saying we didn't belong. I will take this all day. Bryce looked great under pressure all day. I wish that he had a little bit left from the offensive line to give him some time. But the man showed out as well.
Bryce was a story today. We're not talking about it
I feel
enough.
nothing but great about this showing. I would have loved to win, and they did everything they could have. I mean, we gave them so many other opportunities, mistakes that we made. We're going to learn from them. This is experience. I'm all about this. I mean, I couldn't walk away from a loss feeling better, man. I feel that we are there. Free agents are going to come in because of this. We'll have the money to spend next year. You know, give Bryce the 5th year. Let's see what he can do. Don't give him a contract. Let him play it out. Let's see what happens. But I love what we did today. We belong. We are here, and we're going to stay. This team has changed the culture. I love it. Keep fucking pounding.
Great call. Let's go to the next one.
Keep pounding, bro.
This is Chef 85 calling out of Franklinton, North Carolina. To any event, man, the game tonight was entertaining. The Saints game in which we lost, I think the first time we played them was entertaining as well. But to any event, you know, it's hard to come from behind. It's hard to spot a team 14 points, but Bryce is what he is. You know, he's not my favorite, but I'm not going to dog him for this game. I think he did okay, better than I expected. And the game was entertaining. In the day, the game was supposed to be entertaining. And what was supposed to be a growth year for the Carolina Panthers, they achieved more than I thought they were going to achieve. They got to the postseason. They were an 8-win team. You got to look for the positives. You know, tonight was fun. When's the last time we cared about football in January? You know, Evero, we can put blame, you know, JC playing soft, Evero's this and that. Evero didn't have a contract. He's gone after this year. I don't see him back. He'll probably get some head coaching looks, hopefully.
Agreed.
But, cough. But to any event, man, it was an entertaining year. I mean, Xavier Legette looking more and more like a bust. Coker rose to the occasion. The question you got to ask yourself there, of course, is can Coker stay healthy for a full season? He's been dinged up a lot. XL, not a fit for this offense. That is clear. You're going to have to cut your losses there and get what you can get. Same thing. I don't know what you're going to do with Icky if it is an ACL. And you got that 5th-year option lingering. I don't know. It's a question that if Brent Tillis is still a part of the organization, Dan Morgan, they got to sit and have a heart-to-heart about it. It didn't look good. The penalty was crazy. How do you blow an ACL and get flagged for holding at the same time? But, you know, it is what it is. Icky hadn't been great as a left tackle as far as in pass protection. I think he could be a Pro Bowl guard. It kind of reminds me of the Travell Wharton situation years ago. Average left tackle, Pro Bowl guard in his prime. So, again, we already have Damian Lewis there. So, that's the big question. You know, if you're sitting there in the draft at 25, I don't think there's going to be a left tackle there that you're going to take. But you're definitely going to have to really look hard at both tackle spots because Josh Nyman is also a free agent. Austin Corbett, free agent. Cade Mays, free agent. A lot of these guys are free agents. So that's all I can say. Isaiah Simmons, prop to him, great play. I think that they're looking at him at safety next year. So for sure, you may have found a diamond in the rough there. I like what I saw from him today. He's really popped the last 2 games and even on special teams. So just keep pounding, man. Love the content, and it was a good year. Thank you, Jeff.
Keep pounding, brother. Great call. No, we have a bunch of free agents on the offensive line.
Yes.
My thing is bring back Brady Christensen if Icky isn't going to be able to start the start of the season next year. To me, that's the most prudent thing that you could do. How do you guys feel about paying Icky coming off of this injury? I mean, do you feel good enough about?
I am cold as ice on that right now.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I hate this. Is that he got a holding call, and the only thing he held was his knee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Whatever. Like early on, we kind of got. I don't want to be here like, oh, the Rams fucked us. They did. Like early on, we were getting some bad penalty. He just got ran the fuck over. They called a holding on him, and he blew his knee out. He just got ran over. So I think it makes that question about Icky. This is why players do what they do. Like they hold out, they say, I need to get the money now. Because if one play, because this is 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, you would we had to give Icky the bag. The back, like he's getting better. He's our left tackle.
Yeah,
that injury right now cost him millions and millions of dollars, and I'm not happy about it. Not happy about it.
Yeah, it does suck, man. I do want to bring back Cade Mays. I think he is the center for the Panthers. I have no problem paying Cade Mays to be our center. And then a lot of the chat room is still saying Icky is a guard. And this is what I wanted to do the moment that he was drafted. But the problem with that is now you have
two guards.
Yeah, you brought in Gabriel Lewis, and now you have Robert Hunt.
But I don't know if you have any of. Look, you might have had them last month, last year. How much does that injury linger for Robert Hunt? You know, is just because you made that move 2 years ago to fortify that line. What do we always say, Cody? Build that wall. Keep investing in the draft. Keep investing in that. Let's go to the next goal.
What's up, C3? Noah here.
What's up, Noah?
Voice in the morning, but who cares? I love this game. Bryce Young, you showed them. You showed the CBS sports coordinator who we are. Jalen Coker, what a heck of a game. T-Mac, what a heck of a game. As they really get, you can get off my team for all I care. You and Dollar Bill can ride back to South.
Damn.
Evero, you can get the heck off my team. I'm trying not to cuss for all I care. But, man, that last drive from our defense, that was just pathetic. And, I want Evero to wake up in the morning and go down to that office, and I want his badge to not even let him into the door. I want him fired. I want to wake up.
I've heard that from a couple people, actually.
But long as that C3 keep pounding. Can't wait for next season. Our schedule is a little hard next season, but it's winnable. But keep pounding.
All right.
No out. I'll see y'all Friday.
We're going to the next call right away. It's just quiet. Look at this. I bet you we get 2-1.
Honestly, the pocket was collapsing. It was a bad pass from Jimmy, but it was still catchable. Maybe we could have went into overtime. I'd have been happy at then.
The Jimmy Horn Jr. pass. Does he like the Greg Olsen said he's gonna go to the ground to make it. It sucked. It's like so much was put on. I'm not mad. I am mad. You gotta.
I'm not gonna harp.
Right.
People think that I'm very hard on Bryce. I don't think that the pass was great, but I also think that it was catchable.
Oh hell yeah! There's nothing.
So I'm not even.
Are you gonna talk junk about Bryce Young?
I just said no. I'm not gonna harp on it. I wish the ball was higher, but he played a very good game today, and I do think
incredible. Where is G Baby?
The pass was catchable.
Where is G Baby? Let's go to the next call.
Gentlemen, I need a fucking hug.
I
Could
hear
use
you,
a hug.
Christian.
Nah, I'm kidding, man. I wasn't going to call in, but the team showed up today, so the least I could do is voice my support and how well they fought. Cody, if you remember on the Friday Free For All, my only expectation was they come in, punch him in the mouth, show some heart, and I wanted Dave to not make stupid decisions. I'm not going to be critical. It's not the time for it. We're a young team. I always speak the truth. Also, all I'll say is, dude, we could have played a little better. We could have made some better decisions. But overall, I am proud of what they showed us today, how hard they played. But you can't progress, without growing. And maybe you can't grow unless you progress. Just got to learn from our mistakes and build off of it. That's what we got to do. We got to build off of it and learn and hopefully keep fighting, man. Keep pounding. I'm tired. Keep pounding, motherfuckers.
All right.
Keep pounding, brother.
Let's go to the next one.
It's me, C-Dog 1983 TV. How everybody doing tonight? Whenever you come in here, can you please hit the like button? Can you please subscribe to the great content? C3 Podcast is the longest running Panthers podcast on YouTube.
Appreciate you, bro.
It was a great game today. Kind of disappointing at the end. I was mad at the end because we throwing the ball to Jimmy Horn. He ain't throwing a pass to Jimmy Horn all season.
He's throwing three. And it's caught all
1
three.
or 2 passes. And you wait till the night, to give him some reps. All them reps XL was getting during the season, them reps should have been going to goddamn Jimmy Horn. Now, in the most important time of the game, you want to depend on Jimmy Horn and goddamn catch the ball, he cold. But besides that, it was a great game. At the end, the defense let me down. Evero can go, man.
Yes, sir.
Goddamn Evero be calling half of the fucking time. And then he don't goddamn, change the defense up or play situation of football. You can still have a 3-4 base defense and still play a 4-3 defense. Just switch it up, man. You gotta run multiple goddamn sets in the new NFL, man. You can't just be in the base defense all game. It's not gonna fucking work. So he can go. And I still think we need some quarterback competition in this offseason. But Bryce Young ain't it, man. Like even at the end of the game, I'm not even mad because Matthew Stafford threw a perfect fucking pass.
Yeah.
He just threw a fucking dime, a fucking dot to the tight end. Man, you gotta be able to attack the field, all parts of the field and everything. Not trying to rag, dip it down there on Bryce Young or nothing like that. But I still say we need some quarterback competition in the offseason. And Dave Canales don't need to be play caller.
Oh.
But besides that,
We'll talk
everybody
about
have a
this
great
on
week.
Tuesday night. Tuesday night. I wonder too, as everybody is so upset with Double E. Very excited about. Bryce played so well today. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know if that means he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. But boy, less questions opened up there. Next call.
Hey, man, I just want to say as a Panther fan, I'm so excited for our team, for everything that we have done thus far. And yes, we lost, but it's more or less a disappointment versus being upset. But the future's bright.
defense coordinator have to go, but Bryce is our quarterback for the future. Keep pounding.
All right, next call. Thank you.
What's up, guys? This is Matt in Greensboro. Man, what a freaking crazy season. And appropriately, it ended in a crazy game. That was almost like our season, you know, a microcosm of our season.
Microcosm, yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but just, I mean, there were parts of that game where you thought that they were going to be done and out, and then they come back and you think they got it, and then they don't. And I'm proud of this team. I'm Bryce Young. Yeah, he played his ass off in that game, and the offensive line was not doing him many favors. He was under pressure almost constantly. You could say that might have been the difference in the game because, especially there at the end, he just didn't have time to go downfield much. And but I mean, I just want to say, you know, thanks to this Panthers team. I mean, they probably definitely overachieved, and you know, they shouldn't have been here, but they could say we're ahead of schedule. Yeah. And I just want to say thanks to them to making it fun to be a Panthers fan again. We're actually, you know, excited and when playing excited games in December and in the playoffs. I mean, we almost forgot what that feeling was like, and it was awesome. I couldn't be at the game, but just watching it on TV, you could tell, man, that was just amazing. That is the most lit I've seen Panthers Stadium in some time, and it was great with all the Panthers royalty in the house. And this team didn't disappoint. They played their ass off, just come up a little bit short in the end, but I can't be mad about that. I'm you know, there's some guys on this team I hope we can bring back, like Mike Jack. You know, they kind of found diamonds in the rough, you know, and Jalen Coker too. I mean, you know, he's coming back. And
There's
I mean,
no way they were letting him walk.
Future's looking bright, man. There's so many young players on this team, and they're only going to grow and get better. And I think out of all the parts of this organization, I trust the most is Dan Morgan. That guy knows what's up. Every move he's made pretty much has been golden. So, you know, I still have my questions about our coach, but, you know, EJ, I mean, yeah, there's that defense gets on your nerves sometimes, but, we'll see what happens. You know, if he can get some pass rushers in here, it would make a hell of a lot of difference. And, I mean, Scorton's one of them that I think next year he's going to be a beast.
If we
give him one more year, he's a young guy. He's a young rookie. I think he's 20 years old, 21.
We give a dab on him pick the crown today. Talk about the team gave them a reason to keep cheering.
Yeah.
Like these fans will show up. Fans will show up. You have to give them something to cheer about. But that finally, CK, I heard it. It was real. It was undeniable what he was talking about.
You tell me the last time, and I said this before we got on the show, tell me the last time you heard a loss that still had us chanting, keep pounding with the fans in the stand. Like we had lost. The game was over, and the keep pounding chants were still going. Like I don't know about you, but like every time that we've had a loss up to this point, we've been dejected as fans. And that loss did not make us feel dejected. That loss did not make us feel disappointed or disheartened. I mean, disappointed maybe, but not disheartened. Like you said, I mean, we said it before, it felt like we belonged. And when you read the you know, like the NFL, like what we take from this, and one of the things it says Carolina showed they belonged. Like if we had come in here and lost by over 10 points like they were expecting us to lose by, I think everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we expected that. But now people are gonna say, okay, you know, we're gonna have to keep an eye. I mean, Carolina is a dangerous team. It's a scary team because you really don't know who you're getting. Like, especially next year, you have no idea what you're going to get from the Panthers next year.
A few more calls to go.
Hey, this is Tanner. I'm
What's
calling
up, Tanner?
to ask what's stopping us from just going ahead and signing Bryce Young. I know the consensus is generally just, okay, hit the 5th-year option, which I don't know what that is specifically, maybe like 25 mil or whatever, 27 mil for Bryce. But what's stopping us from just signing him to like a 3-year deal at a little bit of a discount? I mean, it can't be that much worse than a situation, you know, that we got ourselves into when we signed like Teddy Bridgewater to 3 years or whatever. And if it could maybe free up some cap space in the long run, you know, we'd have 3 years of Bryce at a discounted rate. Because let's say if he pops off next year under the 5th-year option, then we're going to have to pay him like $60 million, you know, for a long-term contract. Just want to know your thoughts on that. Really happy about just how the season went. You know, Dan Morgan, Canales, they're doing great. Evero, I guess they can just tell him to go, you know, go somewhere else. But whatever, keep pounding.
Y'all's thoughts on look, there's the 5th-year option coming up, right? You get ahead of the curve. Sometimes you can beat inflation. All right. Bryce played I would say beautifully today. He was great. Yeah. He was great today. This is the Bryce Young you drafted. This is the Bryce Young you wanted. What are your thoughts on, do you get ahead of it, Cody? Is a 5th-year option the only option?
Yes, because the 5th-year option gives him the opportunity to show that he can show us those highest highs on a regular, consistent basis. Like, I'm sorry, this year and last year, there were some duds where Bryce did not look good, did not take care of the ball, and he has yet to start a season hot. He always, gets hot later in the year. We have seen that when Bryce is playing his best ball, he's a damn good quarterback. He can operate your offense efficiently, and in those clutch, gotta-have-it scenarios when you need to drive down the field to make a touchdown, Bryce has like the most game-winning drives of any quarterback in the past. I don't even know how many years. I think he has like 12 or 13 at this point. So you see the incredibly high upside from Bryce Young. Yeah. You see the player that they drafted him to be. And look, I think the timetables for quarterbacks, they're not always just 3 years, like is the normal adage. You need to see the best of them by year 3. Tua came on in year 4. And by the way, we argue a lot about Trevor Lawrence. Dude, look at Trevor Lawrence and the Jags right now. That dude is finally starting to look like the guy that he was drafted to be out of Clemson.
Year 5.
So, so I'm willing to admit that maybe it might take a little bit longer for Bryce. So I'm fine with that. To me, in order to see and get the most out of him, you pick up that 5th-year option and continue to build around him. I think Dan did a great job this year, did an incredible service to him by drafting T-Mac with our 8th overall pick. Now, if we can upgrade Xavier Legette and really get him another dependable speedster, I think we can be cooking with gas.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, what I don't want to have happen, though, is this continuous, like, we just need one more weapon on offense. We just need one more piece. We just need one more. Like, there's not many offenses that have all of the pieces that we're saying we need one more of, right? There's not many offenses that are elite that have 2 number 1 wide receivers, as many might say we have right now with Coker and T-Mac. But I will say, I think one of our biggest area of opportunity, and it's problematic because I don't think this goes well with Dave Canales' offense, and that is the tight ends. Like, we need that guy at tight end, I feel like, and we just don't have the consistency at that position. And I think that could be I think when you're talking about a guy like Bryce Young, like, you need that. If you're talking about not having the protection up front, you need to have the safety valve. And our running backs, no matter how well they did the first half of the season, they're not reliable enough out of the backfield to constantly rely on them.
All right. A couple calls to go.
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City calling again. I just want to say this. I know we look forward to the draft. If Dan Morgan and crew can have another draft like this past draft, if we can address defensive end, pass rusher, and free agency or the draft, and a middle linebacker, and shore up an offensive line position and try to get one more weapon, whether it be a tight end or a receiver. If we can improve in those categories and head on, I'll leave this here and let's mark this down. The biggest thing we need next year is to get off to a better start than we had the last 2 years. That's what kind of hurt us. We got a tougher schedule next year. We can't afford Bryce to go out there and muddle up the first 3 or 4 games and then come back and play well at the end. We can't afford for Dave Canales to not get preseason right. We're going to the season.
Amen.
We start 0-2 and 0-3. We've got to start strong. We've got a tough schedule.
Agreed.
Between Bryce and Canales, we've got to make a good start. 2-0, 3-2. You know, we've got to play well going into next season and build from this momentum.
Keep pounding, brother.
All right, let's go to the next call. Only last 2 left.
I'd like to say that this season is not lost on anyone. I think that the defense, the coordinator has to go. I think that our offense did great. I know we started off tough, rough. But I think that this was a really good game. And the reason I would have wanted us to win, but the reason that we didn't win is because we have to weed out the things that we don't have good on our defense. And today it showed. So from the 336 and the 704, yeah.
All right, thank
this
you.
Was a
All right, last call of the night. Here we go.
Hey guys, this is Ross. Just left the game. Driving back to Raleigh. I'm sitting with my buddy here. He's a Rams fan, so he's had a pretty good night. But dude, this team fought to the end. It really was. You know, it was a play here and a play there, just like it was off season. But I mean, you know, all week it was just like the worst things you saw in the media about them, man. And I just wanted to play a close game. And it came down to the wire, you know. But, you know, we got some stuff we need to improve on. And I love to see that Jalen Coker had a huge night, a huge touchdown. And I think that going forward, he should be wide receiver 2. We're going to have to make a decision on the running back, defense, offense, calling. So we got some decisions to make, but I mean, this is a step forward. This is a step in the right direction. We'll probably pick up Bryce's 5th year. And we'll see what the team looks like next year, man. But it was a fun game to go to. Seeing Cam back was awesome. The stadium was rocking, so we couldn't ask for much more. We wanted to win, but at least it was close. I'll talk to you guys later. Keep pounding.
Thank you for the call.
Keep pounding.
The C3 Panthers post-game show. We're here live on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. 3 outcomes for this game were the stunner. Boy, the problem is this is just like this season, every moment has been.
Call in now. I want to get one more real quick call.
Okay. Well, call in right now. The problem with this season is that as the growth happened, we got a taste of more. Like we wanted more, you know, and this game, while we wanted to stun, and I was like, man, it almost happened, folks. Like it really almost happened that the Panthers sent the Rams packing. It did not happen. but that taste of that incredible success is so alluring. It's like the first hit of the drug, and then you're chasing the dragon, but there were 3 outcomes we could have stunned. We almost did. We didn't. We could have laid the dud, which almost happened in the beginning. If you looked at the beginning of this game, there was a moment where this shit could have gone awry. The fact that the Panthers punched outside their weight class and fought and punched was so incredibly, and it was so fun. Today, I was shimmying my shoulders. I was dancing. I was doing things. I was taking notes. I have notes that I haven't even talked about. Mike Jackson, Coker, big primary play. We finally get a call. Great play by Puka when he broke up that. Simmons, like I'm taking the excitement that happened today was the true win. The hearing the crowd going crazy is I know that on the scoreboard that it was a loss. And we're not I know the moral victory thing is dejecting to anybody. But where this team belonged today. Dave Portnoy, fuck you. All of this, it was this team, the players, the fans show up, and the players gave the fans a reason to show up. I was, look, is Bryce, kudos, big props. Like Bryce is not a conversation today. And I think that if anything, my last point, and I'll give you guys the mic, is that it's so easy to be like, oh, yeah, zero. Like it's like this shade that's going I won't say the wrong ways. I think you made such a great point, CK. It's not about firing him. It's about, do you bring him back? This team fucking ball. The Panther fans are there. We have been here doing this podcast, win, loss, all of this. We've been there. They've been cheering. They've been clapping those seat backs. They've been doing all of that. Today, I just congratulate the players for giving everything. And Mike Jack, I love you. I fucking love you, Mike Jack. That's it.
Yeah, Mike Jack.
Yeah.
He's the man. Coker is the man. Derek Brown showed you why he was literally the missing piece of our defense last year, why that defense was so bad. And I think Bryce played well today. I think T-Mac is the offensive rookie of the year. I believe that he deserves it. I'm excited about his future. It's all bright looking for the Panthers right now. Now the whole division gets to relook. Well, he said disregard the last two. He didn't know that it was
okay.
He said he didn't know that it
message.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, man. I did want to ask y'all this. Now that the Panthers are officially eliminated, is there a team that you guys are pulling for now, or a team
I always run at the Bills after the Panthers. It's always going to go AFC. I'm never going to root for an NFC team.
No, you're not gonna rock with the Jags, baby.
Nah. I still think that
I'm rocking with the Jags. That's what I'm rocking.
The Bills
with.
have had too many heartbreaks, man. I need them to finally get that.
But
if the Jags win, they're one of the only. It's like they're.
Oh, if they win too, they came in the same time. And
I know that's what I'm saying.
So you know what? Fuck the Jags. I'm done. I don't want. I'm Eagles. I'm an Eagles fan.
Dude, look, I
don't know who the fuck. I'm not anybody's fan now.
I feel like the Panthers and the Jaguars were like brother teams since we literally both came in the same year, same expansion year. Everybody knows I'm a fan of Trevor Lawrence. He won national championships, but a national championship with my Clemson Tigers. I'm probably pulling for the Jags, but to be real, man, I would like to see the Bills get a championship. I'm a fan of Justin Herbert as well. I would like to see I wouldn't be mad if the Chargers made a run. I'm going to be real, though. I think the two most dangerous teams in the playoffs right now are the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. I think both of those teams have just suffocating, vicious defense, and defense wins championships. So I'm pulling for Jacksonville, but I kind of think Houston and Seattle are going to come out of it.
I just don't trust Houston in the playoffs.
I know they're up and down. You don't know what you're going to get. You're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. It's been a wonderful season. We've done every game. We've done the post-game show. But guess what? We're here on Tuesday nights live, 9 p.m. Longest running Panthers podcast. We'll be here Tuesday night talking about now. Where do we go forward? How do you deal with this exciting moment, but also a little disappointment there? How do you grow from 6 2 years ago to 8 to now, trying to take this moment and making it greater? Talk about Dave Canales, Bryce Young, Icky's injury, and more. Should Double E be there? We'll be here on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. You can check us out on YouTube, everywhere you get your media. You can help us by smashing up the thumbs button. But smash, subscribe. Do a little look. Does it take that much to just hit the share button and put it where you hang out and talk with your family, friends? My name's Tony Dunn. Cody Lack, my wheel man. CK,
love your brother.
The voice that makes him moist. Boy,
yeah,
it was such a fun day. Even though that was sad, today was a victory to me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, man, boy, I was ready. Do you know how fucking crazy it would have been if we would pull that out? I would have been insufferable, but we'll be here on Tuesday nights. I'm insufferable all the time. Cody, why don't you take us on out of here?
C3 Legion, love y'all. This is our final post-game show of the year, man. We appreciate all of you for hanging out with us, letting us be your therapy sessions and your victory sessions. And we look very much forward to doing this again with you next year. That's the professor. That's Codizzle Allen. My name is Cody Lashney. But we'll see you on Tuesday night for another edition of the C3 Panthers Podcast. Until then, keep pounding.
Keep
pounding.